Welcome to Saving the Investor with certified financial planner, investment advisor, and insurance professional Alfie Townsend, president of Advantage Retirement Group.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. You are listening to Saving the Investor radio show. I am Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida certified financial planner professional. And is it just me or is it you too, John? It feels like Christmas came early this week. Unbelievable week. We're going to talk about the election. We're going to talk about ramification from the election. It's going to be a great, great show. I want you to listen and take notes. And welcome to the show, John.
Yeah, good morning, Southwest Florida. It's a great day to be alive in Southwest Florida. We are going to talk about the post-election financial landscape and what that means for your financial plans. You know, with the recent election results, we anticipate a period of significant economic change. And Alfie and I are going to explore the potential financial opportunities on the horizon and how they could impact your financial plans. As always, we're going to bring you the week's market update, breaking down the latest trends and what they could mean for your investment strategies. Then we're going to discuss ways to capitalize on potential tax changes and explore proactive strategies to help you build a stronger financial future. But if economic uncertainties have put you on hold up until this point, you really need to grab a hold of Alfie's free toolkit to help transform your worries of retirement into confidence. You know, inside Alfie's toolkit, you're going to get a wide range of materials such as will your money last as long as you do? Are you paying too much taxes in retirement? Social Security decisions guide, or will a recession rob your retirement? Pick up the phone, call the operator, ask for it, or text the word KIT, K-I-T, to 239-747-1077. That's 239-747-1077. Text the word KIT or call the operator right now. And Alfie, America has spoken. It's a mandate. It's a landslide. And Trump is going to be back in office on January 20th. How exciting.
Yeah, this is, you know, the great part about it, John. It was not an election that took days and days to see who won. Finally. Yeah. And this was an election that I think the VIP is Laura Trump. I think she put things together in place with the poll watchers. Between that and the regulations that she knew she had to change, and also the 5,000 lawyers that she had, they were prepared this time like they weren't last time. But regardless of that, America spoke. They spoke up. He picked up the Hispanic votes that he increased the Hispanics, the African Americans, the seniors, the 30 and under. It was amazing what his team did and preached, and I just think people were sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah, and like you said, the pre-election, ground game that they had to get the numbers so run up, where when you look at Philadelphia, I mean, it was down 1 million votes last time. Going into election day, it was only down 400,000. They really did a great job in getting the vote out, and just incredible to win the popular vote. Really is a mandate for him, and people have seen the difference between him and the Biden administration, and people are not happy with it, and they want to go back to prosperity under Donald Trump and safety.
And it was obviously the economy was number one, and close number two was immigration. Immigration is, you just saw it. People saw what was happening, flying people in, just going through the fence, over the fence, and just making a mockery of America. It was just, I think people had enough.
Yeah.
And you could just see it. And to win the popular vote, I think that was the ticket. To win the popular vote and to win how many electoral votes that he got was phenomenal.
Yeah, well, to win a popular vote, you have to have a lot of independents, and a lot of Democrats probably crossed over to vote because they're hurting financially, they're hurting in their families.
Yeah.
But now is the time to heal and come together. I know people are upset on that side, but we've got to come together because as the nation prospers and as he's successful, so are your clients, so are your investors, and those who are listening to us, they're going to do better.
Oh, absolutely. And one other thing is going to have to change is the media.
Oh, my
God. They saw how bad. And you have Elon Musk I think was a very pivotal. When he had Elon Musk on his side and have X to be able, last time Twitter was holding things back, and this time there was no holdback. So this was very, very important. And people don't care about Obama anymore. People don't care about Oprah Winfrey anymore, and Michelle and Taylor Swift and all these celebrities, Beyonce, and they don't care because they have their billions or multi millions, and their Brad or the George Clooney and them. They're in la la land. They're not in real world. They're not having to work, having to get up early and going to work and paying groceries that they can't afford for their family. So this is going to be, but what I hope it does is I hope it unites, and I know a lot of America will unite. There's always going to be the ones that won't. They're always going to have that far, far left. But I'm hoping more will unite and get our country back, because what that will do for our country is going to be make it so much stronger. You're going to see the market hit some highs. You see what it did this past week, 1,500 points in one day for the Dow, 500 for the NASDAQ on Wednesday, the day after. They know what the market's going to do because of regulations. Is they know it's not going to be handcuffed like what it was going to be. So this is, and you have to look at Mark Cuban. He must feel like a schmuck right now, making that comment about no, smart women around Trump. That's all he has is around him is smart women. He gives more opportunity to women than anybody I've seen. So this is going to be a great day. We do our Friday financial wrap-ups. I did one yesterday to our clients, and I just said this is we had so many clients over the last 4 years, not just clients but new people that would come in, and they were fearful of how to invest. They were fearful of our country. They were fearful of the direction of our country, if we're going to even have a country for their children to see what it was like. And so this is something that I think is going to be, I just feel giddy. And not giddy, I feel giddy for our country and our family, our clients, our citizens, because this is going to be a different day.
Yeah, it really is. And, when you look at the whole landscape of things, Americans are not that far left, contrary to popular belief. Yeah. And, I think the Democrats in the future are going to have to come more towards the center because, Americans want the best for their families, for their future. And that's why you want a certified financial planner professional on your side. Alfie Townsend has over 40 years experience as a fiduciary, which means his responsibility is to you, and as a CFP. He is Southwest Florida's premier financial planner professional, and he's put together what's called a retirement simulator process. You really need to get a hold of this right now. You need to be one of the first 9 callers. Pick up your phone, ask the operator, or text the word VISIT, V-I-S-I-T, to 239-747-1077. The retirement simulator process is a deep dive into your current portfolio to see what's going on, and you really need to be positioned for this new economy that we're about to embark upon in 2025. And he's going to make sure that you're allocated properly, that you're diversified correctly, that you're not taking undue risk for the amount of return that you're getting. Alfie's also going to expose all the hidden fees that could be eating up your returns each and every year. And he's going to assess your risk tolerance. It's not just a number. He has a program that will assess your risk tolerance so that you're in the right products and services. And again, he doesn't have any allegiance to any products and services. Allegiance is to you, the client. Get this retirement simulator process today. Be one of the first 9 callers because that's all he can handle this week. Pick up the phone, call the operator, and ask for the retirement simulator process, or text the word VISIT, V-I-S-I-T, to 239-747-1077. Again, that's 239-747-1077. You can visit with Alfie in Fort Myers or Naples. Let him be your guide to a fulfilling retirement His goal is to get you to retirement and to get you through retirement. 239-747-1077. We're going to have more talk on the election update, and stay tuned. We're going to be right back right after this break, so please don't go away. Welcome back to Saving the Investor with certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend. You know, Alfie has over 40 years, that's 40, experience as a certified financial planner professional, and you want him on your side as a financial professional. And Alfie has a book that is in popular demand each and every month. And due to that popular demand, Alfie is offering a complimentary copy that is waiting for you. To claim your book, get Alfie's book if you haven't gotten it yet. All you have to do is call the operator and ask for it, or text the word book, B-O-O-K, to 239-747-1077. Alfie's book is your guide to a fulfilling retirement. You don't want to miss out on the valuable insights, including many, many stories about investors that he's helped save over the years. That's why he's calling this broadcast the Saving the Investor radio broadcast. He wants to save you from the pitfalls, the schemes, the traps of Wall Street. Pick up your phone, call the operator, ask for the complimentary book, or text the word book to 239-747-1077. And Alfie, as we talk about President Trump, President-elect Trump, you know, jobless claims are up. And, you know, with his talk on no tax on tips and overtime, man, people are going to really want to go to work and work hard because it's going to benefit them now.
It's going to benefit. But isn't it ironic that these jobless claims have been heading in a good position, down position, for the last 3 weeks coming up to the election? Now, happens to be right after the election. They came out on Thursday. They ticked up 3,000 to 221,000 after 3 weeks of decline. So these are people that are applying for unemployment. So it's been going down, 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 and then all of a sudden, election's over, it goes up.
Yeah, so was it really going down? Or
was it really going down? Were they suppressing it again? Remember a few weeks ago when it was 800,000 jobs they had that they said that were created that they had to add back to unemployment because it wasn't created. So you don't know really what the real numbers are, and Trump's going to have to get in there and do some digging on that. So it might not be as pretty as it looked like it was. But the markets, you know, one thing about the markets, they have been doing good, but you're going to see the Dow Jones probably hit 50,000 points. You're going to see the NASDAQ, pushing that, well, at least at 25,000. And then, the S&P has room to run. You know, it could be a 8,000 points for the S&P. These are unbelievable numbers. When you have regulations, when you're taking off regulation, that's a big, big plus. There was a guy, Vince Langman. I sent this video around. And a lot of people did see this. He was on CNN, and he was really talking about this is a mandate. He was explaining this to all the hosts on CNN, and they were as quiet as a mouse. They were quiet as a mouse listening to what he was saying. And he said this is a mandate for America, for the American people. He said that to get to the economy working for the working class, that's what he said they forgot about. That's what the Democrats forgot about, was the working class. They're looking, they were the working class party. Now they're the elitist party.
Right.
They're for the big money. But they're not the same. It's not the same anymore. They're talking about fixing immigration. Try to get crime under control. Reduce the chaos in the world. This is what people were voting for, and even these people on CNN, they're just listening to them. But this guy was saying everything that the vote was coming in for. The Democrats were talking about. They were talking about democracy, and they didn't realize, they're looking in the mirror, that they were the ones blocking democracy, and everybody else realized, you're right. Democracy is what what you guys are against, and what they did to Trump and what they did to people, and it's enough's enough. And like I said earlier, I hope we can heal from this. But let's talk about the election. The market update, like I said, the markets have really had a great week after the election. The futures were up on Tuesday. The betting markets were up on Tuesday. I do want to say one thing before I get into this. When I was watching this election we were at a friend's house having dinner. They invited us to dinner at like 5:30, 6 o'clock. So we're having dinner. And then, of course, we're watching Fox. They're German. Okay. So, he keeps talking to me and I want to listen to what they're saying. He's just talking and talking. And I'm like, God, this isn't going to last, because I'm trying to listen to what Fox is saying. And I'm listening to my German friend. And I finally said, we got to go. We got to go. I got to watch this thing. It's like when I used to watch Dan Marino, in Maryland, when I moved from Miami or Tampa to Maryland. I had that DirecTV, and I had the ticket back then in the 80s when Marino was playing in the 90s, and I'd go down the basement and watch. I didn't want anybody down there with me. And I would move from one seat to another seat because, I just didn't want anybody around me. And I'm watching this election I've been waiting for years, and they're just talking, and, I'm like, I got to get out. So anyway, we go home, and, from like 7:30 to 9, it wasn't looking that good for Trump. It just wasn't nothing. Numbers. The numbers were slow to come in. And then they were looking at, talking about the lines that were out around the building for Kamala in Philadelphia and Georgia. And so, and then the numbers they were dissecting they're saying, those don't, he's underperforming, in the inner city or whatever, he's underperforming, he's this and that, and it just wasn't looking good. And then the two Democrats, that were on Fox, they were starting to get a little giddy, and they were saying this could be a good night for Harris. And so, and then they brought in Hannity, and when Hannity, he came in and he was calm, and he goes, I'm looking at it different. He goes, first of all, my sources are telling me those lines aren't as big as everyone's reporting. And he said, then he was talking about, if you just do the math, they would have to make up 700,000 votes just to get, and there's only 700,000 Democrats left, and they would all have to come out and vote, and they will all have to vote for her. Every one of them.
Right.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So he talked about that. Then he talked about Georgia, and he talked about, when he was talking about Georgia and North Carolina, Trump was not up at that point. It was like neck and neck at that point. Early on, it was like 9 o'clock. And then as he goes, mark my word, he's going to take Georgia, he's going to take North Carolina and Pennsylvania. And Brett Baer looked at him and said, where do you get
T-shirts?
Yeah. And then he goes, if that doesn't happen, I'm telling you, you can make T-shirts. Hannity's the biggest loser, and sell them. But mark my word, he's going to take Georgia, North Carolina, and then he left.
Yeah,
he left.
Right.
And then the numbers started changing. So, whatever Hannity knew, he calmed me down big time. I felt relieved at that point because I wasn't feeling good. I was feeling, oh my God, this can't happen. So anyway, what sectors are going to do good? We have aerospace and defense. Looks like 2025, if you don't have money in there, we have portfolios that are just aerospace and defense. We have energy. We have to look at energy. That's going to be a sector for 2025 that's going to just do good. Financials. We're talking about financials is important. You have your banks in there. You're going to have to, there's so much, the banks are going to be, there's not too many banks anymore.
No.
It's going to be the big institutions. Yeah, you're going to be lowering. They're going to look at lowering costs, consolidating even more.
Well, like you said, he's going to have to rebuild the defense again, the military, because it's been depleted.
Yeah, but we're going to be and then he wants to build that Iron Dome. So this is going to be a big thing. And then you look at Russia right now wanting to come back to the table and talk. You have China that's hurting right now. And then you have Iran's currency had plummeted this past week. So a lot of good things. When you have a strong leader, things tend to, really go your way more than it doesn't. So you're listening to Saving the Investor. We have a lot to talk about, and I want you to stay tuned because we are going to really talk about things that you should be doing. If you're not doing, this is a time to put more money in the market to grow. Let us do an assessment of what you currently have. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Saving the Investor. This is Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida, certified financial planner professional, in the last 4 years, part-time psychologist, with people around me and just, really talking them off the edge about, hey, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. The direction of the country does not want to stay this way, and this past week proved that we want better things to come, and it's going to be an exciting time. I feel that these next 4 years, we're going to have opportunity for people to make money, not just in the market, but in their income, reduce taxes. They can bring more money home. If you have Elon Musk, if he's part of this, which I feel like he wants to be, to go and reduce the cost. Look, when he bought Twitter, I didn't realize how many people he fired? 80% of them. 80%.
And he could save probably $2 trillion a year.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So, so if we can, save money and get that deficit, and oh my gosh, if we can, if we have more money coming in than we're spending, because right now we have more going out than coming in. So we got to take that. If we can get that started, and then more people have more money in their pockets, spending money, creating more revenue for the government, this is, to pay down that debt. This could be something sweet. So you're listening to Saving the Investor, and we're going to talk about trends that we think are going to be good trends for 2025.
Well, there's going to be a lot of growth opportunities under this new administration because, as Alfie said, regulations are going to come off, restrictions are going to come off. He's going to drill, baby, drill, and he's going to make it really a, economic friendly type of place where people can grow in their income. And really, that's what it's all about. If people put more money in their pocket each and every year, Alfie, that's where you can't really save for retirement if you're, spending all your money on groceries and vehicles and insurance. If you could turn insurance around, save money there, and cost of real estate can come down. A lot of things can really change on a dime.
That's inflation. Yeah. Inflation, if you can, how do you cut inflation? Well, cut inflation, obviously, drill, baby, drill. That brings the costs down, a lot of energy across the board. Everything is really made from petroleum energy now. The other thing is if you can bring these insurance costs down, if you can bring the groceries down, and one way to do that is really getting, and I'm looking forward to getting food that's good for you and get these pesticides out of our food and just having more. Yeah, they were saying Fruit Loops in Europe has four ingredients in there, where here it has 24.
Right.
Why do we need an extra 20 ingredients and the preservatives and all that? So this could be a good time. Now, I'm going to talk about the retirement simulator because right now is a time to adjust your portfolio. If I would say if there's a time to adjust a portfolio, it is right now. We have a new election. We know who the president is. Now, where do we want to put your money to grow this money, give you the most opportunity time to grow your monies? That's called the retirement simulator. We'll show you what you're holding and what we would do. If nothing else, this is something that you want to take advantage of. We know that taxes are most likely going to stay the same now. We've been saying it's going to be going up. It typically would have went up if a Democrat would have been in there. It would have went up. And right now, if he's going to hold taxes, maybe even bring them down a little bit for corporate taxes, this is a good thing. It's going to drive markets up. But if you're not in the right really sectors and right holdings, you're not going to be able to take advantage of it like you can. So I'm going to have John talk about our retirement simulator, what it does for you. It checks everything out from the inside out. We could do a side-by-side comparison of what you have and what we would put together for you. And this is the time to make some serious money.
Yeah, Alfie definitely adds value to you as a prospective client, and he is a certified financial planner professional. He's a fiduciary. Alfie doesn't market, time, stock pick, or track record invest. He puts together an income plan and a strategy that will get you to and through retirement. And really, you do need to make adjustments because the markets, have been booming this week, and that could put your balance based on your risk tolerance out of balance. And Alfie's here to make sure that you're in the correct portfolio. And what he does is he takes your portfolio, takes you back 5 years, and shows you his portfolio side by side and see how your portfolio would perform next to his. He's going to make sure you're allocated properly, that you're diversified correctly, that you're not taking that undue risk for the amount of return. He's going to expose all the hidden fees. How about hidden fees that you don't know about inside your portfolio that could be eating up your returns? Listen, he can only handle 9 people a week. He's got an incredible staff here, but 9 is all he can handle. Be one of the first 9 callers. Don't wait till the end of the broadcast. Pick up your smart device right now and either text the word VISIT or call the operator at 239-747-1077. You're going to visit with Alfie in Fort Myers and Naples. He's going to show you on probably an 85-inch screen, side by side, how your portfolio would compare to his. And you're going to make a decision. And if you see that Alfie's would have outperformed yours very well, then you're probably going to want to make some changes and adjustments. Be proactive today. Don't wait until January 20th. Get yourself positioned for Trump tax cuts that could go into effect for many more years that could really benefit you. 239-747-1077. Visit with Alfie in Fort Myers or Naples. Text the word VISIT or call the operator right now. Again, that phone number is 239-747-1077. And Alfie, we have a golden opportunity here. And those that have been listening to us for years, maybe that haven't made a jump towards you because maybe they say, you know what, I have an advisor for 20 years. I don't want to hurt his feelings. I don't want to change. I have an advisor up north. I mean, what would you say to those people? Because really, you're not going to pull them out of something unless it's advantageous for them.
Absolutely. As a fiduciary, my job is to look at what you have and put you in the best position that's best for you, not us. Okay, I'm not making money on if I put you in a different fund or different stocks. I'm not making money on that. I'm making money on looking at your whole portfolio, putting that plan together, and charging a fee for that. When I say a fee, it's going to be a certain dollar amount for what we're managing. But that's what you want. You want to be a fee base, and we are fee based. Now, one stock that you want, one sector I didn't talk about that's up 40% this week. Mary found this statistic out. It's prison stock. Prison, things that do with the prison, probably cameras and, jail cells and stuff like that, building, companies that build jails, because they feel like the prisons are going to be starting to get loaded again because they let them out. They let a lot of prisoners out. These are people, where are you going to put these people that are prisoners that got out because of, Biden's, easy.
Or they stole 900 instead of 1,000 and count it around on the street.
So the jump drastically, expectations of more detentions, some as high as 40% on Wednesday. So these are all things that are different. That's what, they say every presidency with their cabinet, with their policies, determine different sectors of the stock market. It does. It does. And so, when you have aerospace and defense, and Trump's been talking about this Iron Dome for, Reagan talked about Star Wars. Yeah. Star Wars. People laughed at him. He was just ahead of everybody by 40 years, 50 years. And right now it's the same thing where you see what happened over with Israel. When Iran was firing those missiles, they were picking them off like it was nothing, okay? But there's going to be harder and harder missiles coming in that's going to be harder to do that with. And so, you're going to have a lot of money in technology and defense. and aerospace. So that could be a good sector. That's what one of our managers that we really put a lot of respect for. This is where they're tilting towards, energy, because energy is going to be drill baby drill, and we're going to be and Trump already said to Germany and to Europe that, hey, we'll be able to supply you clean gas, clean fuel, and energy. So this is
Keystone Pipeline. I mean, that might be something that's going to be, a reality.
Yeah, this is something that I just feel like we got Christmas early this year. I really do. Christmas early this year. And look, I know there's not one guy that can do everything, but I do feel that God uses people at different times in generations, and he's one of them.
Yeah, well, if gas goes back to $1.80, what was that going to do for the consumer's pocketbook?
Yeah, when you're not, you have a boat. I remember, the first Trump, there was boats, there was Trump signs everywhere, and you could fill up your boat for 40% less than what it costs now, 50% less sometimes of what it costs now. So if you have more money in your pocket, you're going to spend, and that drives consumer to buy things. And that's, if you have less money to spend, it hurts the economy. So these are all good things.
Yeah, it's great to know that change is coming, change is on the way, and we already know what he's done for 4 years, so we can anticipate it being pretty much similar to what we had, in 2016 to 2020, and maybe even better. So now's the time to get yourself positioned. You want to pick up Alfie's retirement toolkit, especially if economic uncertainties of the past has put your financial decisions on hold. Maybe you're sitting on the sidelines with a CD at 4% or 5%. You really need to get a hold of Alfie's toolkit, because it will help transform your worries of retirement into confidence. Inside his toolkit, it's going to give you a wide range of materials that's complementary. You're going to read things such as, will your money last as long as you do? You need to answer that question. Are you paying too much in taxes in retirement? If you can reduce your tax liability, that's going to go a long way to really having a more enjoyable retirement. The Social Security Decisions Guide, if you haven't taken it yet. And will a recession rob your retirement? Pick up the phone right now and text the word KIT, K-I-T, to 239-747-1077. That'll take you to a landing page, and you'll be able to check out with all of that information, absolutely complimentary to you. Listen, if you don't text, call the operator, say, I want to take advantage of Alfie's toolkit, and they will get it out to you absolutely free of charge. 239-747-1077. In that phone number, you want to jot it down. You want to have it handy. 239-747-1077. Stay tuned. We're going to be back right after this break. Don't go away. Welcome back to Saving the Investor with certified financial planner professional Alfie Townsend. Alfie's been talking about taxes, and we know that the Trump tax cuts are probably going to be extended. But Alfie has put together a plan for a ticking time bomb, because taxes are going to affect you when you take money out of your portfolio in retirement. If you don't have a plan, guess what? You plan to fail, and you can get a plan right now, because Alfie puts together a plan that can lower your tax bracket, that can protect your money if taxes should ever rise. And Alfie has put together a plan that can show you how to create a tax-free income. All you have to do is text the word tax, T-A-X, to 239-747-1077. Again, that's 239-747-1077. Alfie has a tax map that will lead you to the proper responsibility to be able to lower your tax bracket and put more money into your pocket. We're talking about the election impact, Alfie, and the fiscal and monetary policy. A lot of that is going to change financially for a lot of people, and it's going to change for the good, isn't it?
I think so. So we have tax reform. Remember, if Trump did not win, it was going to automatically go back to what it was before he changed it the last time.
Right.
And that was going to also be a lot of increase in taxes. So this is a good thing. So your taxes are going to be probably what they are right now, unless he makes some changes. Now he is talking about doing some extending the tax cuts and the Job Act provisions. He's talking about reducing corporate tax to 15%. Listen to this. This was at like 28% not that long ago. He changed it down to 21. When he changed it down to 21, there was corporations that brought their money back from overseas to the United States. And now if he's talking about going from 21 to 15, you're talking about these are as low as, these,
some of the
offshore stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, even the lowest tax bracket, personal.
Yeah, so I mean, companies are definitely going to come back. So what if money is sitting over there and it comes back here and they pay a 15% tax? That is big because that's money that they would not have had.
Right.
Okay, and that's sort of, that's money that would probably be never taxed for years and years and years. And he's encouraging them to bring it back, and we'll tax it now at this low rate. Take advantage of it. This is definitely going to stimulate the economy, the growth. It's going to increase disposable income, encourage business investment. So when companies come back here and they're going to have this low tax rate, what are they going to do? They're going to build factories here. And that's the other thing he's talking about. You build your factory here, and we're going to give you a low tax rate. If you don't, and you build it over in Mexico, you build it over there, you're going to have a tariff on there. Now, people were scared about the tariffs because they said that's a tax. That's where Mark Cuban was saying it's a tax against the people because the companies are going to tax it onto you. But the thing about it is this is the way that President Trump negotiates. He was talking about a 200%, and he's not going to do a 200%. It's the art of the deal. If you haven't read that book, I was like 19, 20 years old when I read it. Came out in, I think, 1981, right after high school, maybe 81, 82, somewhere around there. Might have been 86, because I think I started, Tommy and I started dating again in 1986. I think it was during that time. But that book, if you haven't read it, that's how you negotiate, the art of the deal. And, you don't, you start big and then you work your way down. And that's exactly what he has been doing before the election. Scaring everybody, that's why these foreign leaders are saying, listen, we want to, like, a restart. We want to come, you're talking about Russia coming back.
Yeah, Hamas said they want to end the war. As soon as he's elected, a lot of things. Ukraine is not going to be getting that money, so they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to really talk about swapping some land and making it work. So there's a lot of good things, and my son is included in he's 28 years old, and he just doesn't like war. Yeah, he doesn't like war. And then these like what he was saying to Liz Cheney, it wasn't about pointing 9 guns at her. It was about, you go over there with your gun and you fight, and let's see how fast your butt would go over there and fight and get shot at. And see what if you would be sending people over there as fast as you send people over there, right? And that makes
it makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And it's easy to send somebody else. That's why a good leader leads by example and does things with his people, with their people. Okay, and so it's not that easy. So again, we're going to talk about trade policies. We talked about that a little bit. I really don't think he's going to have tariffs. 10-20% might be on tariffs, and that's why he won Pittsburgh, because the steel workers knew when he was president, he put a tariff on foreign steel, and that saved their jobs.
Yeah, and Biden administration kept the tariffs on China.
Yeah,
so they're still there. So it's not like everything. Inflation has made everything go up. It's not the tariff.
Yeah, and it does boost the U.S. manufacturing, because if you have tariffs and know that you build that plant in Mexico, but you're going to have to charge 25% to bring it back here in the States, it might as well just go ahead and build it here and not have a tariff and have a lower tax rate. So these are things this is when you're dealing with a businessman versus dealing with a politician. And that's why I'm very, very excited about the outlook. I haven't been like this. It's been, I've been talking clients and new people coming in. I'm talking to them to say, listen, even though we don't like what's happening right now, we got to be in the market, because that's where, your money is going to be made is in the market to fight inflation. But now to have a leader that is proactive with business, proactive with the market, this is a great opportunity for our listeners to come in and let us review what you have and let us put a plan together for you and let us show you what our vision here is for the next 4 years and how you can take advantage of the tax brackets that we're going to have, take advantage of the pro-business, the pro-growth. If you're sitting on the sideline, this is when you get off, give us a call, and come in and let us review what you have and put you in a great position to take advantage of what we feel is going to be the golden years.
Yeah, now's the time to be proactive and position yourself for 2025. You don't want to wait. The year is fastly going by. Pick up the phone right now. Don't hesitate. Be one of the first 9 callers because that's all Alfie can handle this week. And either text the word visit or call the operator at 239-747-1077. Alfie will do a deep dive into your current portfolio. He has a retirement simulator process, a computer program that will really deep dive and dissect your portfolio. Going to expose hidden fees you don't know that's there, that's eating up the returns. He'll show them to you. Going to make sure that you're allocated properly. He'll show you your allocations diversified correctly. He's going to tell you if you're not diversified properly enough. Just being in the Dow Jones or the S&P or the NASDAQ is not diversification. Alfie's going to explain all that to you and show you that. This is the time to make the move. Pick up the phone, call the operator right now, or text the word VISIT, V-I-S-I-T, to 239-747-1077.
Thanks, John. And, a lot of times, John, people have been, over the last few months, even the last couple years, they've been handcuffed because they didn't know the direction. They didn't think anything like this that happened this past week was going to happen. They didn't think it was going to be a landslide. They didn't think it was going to be a mandate. They thought it was going to be another Democratic win and another 4 years of really misery.
Right.
And it was 4 years of misery for me. I can tell you that it wasn't, that we weren't making money for our clients and everything. But when you have uncertainty, no one likes uncertainty. And that's what was happening with this for a long time. Who's going to win? And it did not look like Trump was going to do what he did. But people, like I said, they came to the voting booth. They said, this is enough's enough. When you they just realized that having a guy go in a girl's bathroom
crazy
isn't right. I heard about, there's just so many things that was common sense. So I think we got common sense back. I don't know if you ever watched our show. It's called Saving the Investor on NBC2. It's right after Meet the Press. If you haven't watched it, it's a show that will give you a lot of insight on investing and nice stories and as a great way to spend your half hour on a Sunday from 11 to 11:30. Of course, right here on 92.5, we have Jake the Millennial. He does a great job, and he's getting to be a superstar here in Southwest Florida. So we are glad he's part of us. So till next week, be blessed.